Hello. 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 Hey beloveds, hey my beloved watcher, observer, studier, thank you for tuning in to Self-Transcendence Mastery with Transcendence Royal, and we're doing another fabulous video for you beloveds, talking about love, talking about romance, talking about what else, dark romance, chaos love, infinite sex, talking about twin flames and soulmates and shit like that. But honestly, I don't believe in twin flames nor soulmates. It's a very fascinating concept. I do understand we have like quantum entanglements and like the quantum and fractal realm are entangled, but you gotta understand that the twin flame already exists within you. It's like this. You know, we have all these people running around trying to find their twin flames outside of themselves, but you gotta understand that you gotta first find your twin flame inside of you, the masculine, the feminine within you. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, there is a masculine and a feminine within you. And what are you? You're a singularity. You do not exist. You're this thing, this gap between this thing here. This emptiness, this empty space that is not empty at all. That is the presence itself, the presence of the I am. You're basically the absolute itself, having an incarnation. And do not be fooled by all these tarot readers and all these people, all these healers and light workers and there's what else we got? Energy healers and tarot readers and coaches talking about twin flame unions and shit like that. That stuff exists, but you gotta understand you must unify your own twin flame within you. The dragon inside of you, which is like the masculine, and the phoenix within you, which is like the sphinx represented in Egypt, in Giza, is the feminine within you. You must awaken those two first and balance them and neutralize them so they exist as one being within you. That is your quantum self, that is your fractal self, and when you unite your quantum and fractal self, then you get something cool. You don't get love handles like I do. Ooh, ooh, ooh my. It's gonna be fun playing with this stuff in my videos. Because apparently there are some six-packs here that are hiding. I call them emerald tablets, basically. Emerald tablet number 0, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, and then number 9 is this thing here. And then we got number 10, the heart, number 11, number 12, and number 13, the crown chakra, whatever you guys call it. It's just emerald tablets. So yeah, when you unify your own feminine and masculine within you, you become like this. You become like a double, like a pyramid. Like that is one pyramid there, or this is one pyramid there. And then you basically go around like this, having your own feminine and masculine unified. And when your partner, whether you're a guy or a girl, when your partner has done the same thing, what happens is that is when the whole universal cosmos, the energy of your own higher self, your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self, your own God self, your own Allah self, your own Buddha self, your own Yeshua self, your own Mataji self, your own Lakshmi self, your own Babaji self, your own Al-Mahdi self, your own Kalki self, your own Shiva self, your own Brahman supreme self, your own spirit, both of you then makes a decision to unify in the physical realm multidimensionally, but the actual union happens behind the scenes on the singularity, spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence level behind the scenes, and then somehow you two magically meet, and then, oh, I love this girl or I love this guy. You feel a certain level of connection with them that you don't feel with anybody else, no matter how these other girls or guys are so pretty or how famous they are. It doesn't matter. You feel a certain level of connection to this one specific being, or some people call it the one or this. That's bullshit, because anybody can be your twin flame, and everybody is your twin flame. Everybody is your soulmate. You gotta understand, there is not just one being that is your soulmate or your twin flame. If you're still believing in that, that is the old Earth timeline bullshit, guys. You gotta get to become the new Earth evolved humanity, the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, because in this new golden age, the new day of Brahman, the eternal one, You gotta understand that every cell, every atom, every electron of the whole universal cosmos is your best friend, is your spirit guide, is your father, is your mother, is your twin flame, is your soulmate, is your partner, is your husband, is your wife, is your brother, is your sister, is your uncle, is your nephew, and this and that and that, whatever you call it. So don't be just focused on saying, oh, I just want to have just one being. That, of course, you're gonna have like one partner, maybe not so much having like 2 wives or 3 wives. It's still cool, but then having 2 husbands, 3 husbands is still cool. But typically humans are a bit jealous. They just want to have one girlfriend and one boyfriend, like that, so they can be like that and exist together as one being, as an X, as a cross, as a diamond. So I'm just gonna use this thing as a support because my hand is getting a bit tired to doing the video, and I don't know why I'm holding this video like that. It should be like this. There we go. So apologies for holding it upside down. But anyway, it's like, you see, I'm using this thing to use as a support for my video. That's the same thing. When you find your partner, then you become a support for her. You become a double pillar of light, like this. If you have unified your own feminine and masculine within you, then you become a very strong pyramid for her to lean on, to lean on, and ask for emotional support, for spiritual support, for mental support, for emotional support, for physical support, for financial support, for architect support, for architect support, for creation support, for archangel support, for guardian support, for transcendence support, for source support, for archangel support, for guardian support, for ascended master support, and for L013 support. What I mean by that is like they're able to have the feeling, the emotional feeling thought wave. Their energy is able to be comfortable with you, and they're able to be their own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self without trying to walk on eggshells, without trying to be something that they are not. And that is not how relationships are sustainable. It never ends. That's why we have so many people, like 50% of all marriages end in divorce. That is too much, isn't it? It's because it's not built on a solid foundation, like the beings themselves. Maybe either of them did not have their own feminine and masculine balance within them. They are not multidimensionally balanced, but that is okay. It's part of the process. A lot of those beings, they come together. There's no accident. They all come together for a reason. It doesn't matter if the relationship doesn't last for a long lifetime. Maybe they just wanted to be together for half of the journey and then end it and move on and have a different partner. Because you gotta understand, it's all by their own choice, by their own architecture. And you just gotta have more faith in the process and know that there is someone special for you in the world right now. Maybe that could be a pet. It could be just like this, a rock, or you just one day look at a tree and you just are mesmerized by that tree. Or maybe just look at a dog on social media and you're like, wow, that dog is, you feel a certain affinity to it. Maybe you see a cat or a rat or a raccoon or anything, and just generally you see something and it doesn't matter if it's not a human. You feel a certain level of connection to it, and this guy is just walking there. You feel a certain level of connection to them. Maybe that is your twin flame. Maybe that is your soulmate coming down here as a cat or a dog or as whatever animal pet you have. If you have a pet right now, there is no accident you have that pet, that specific pet. You did not choose that pet. That pet fucking chose you, because behind the scenes, maybe that's your mother from a previous lifetime, maybe that's your brother from a previous lifetime or a future one, or maybe they're just some spirit guides, some of your mentors, some of your teachers coming down helping you because maybe you needed that support. So pay attention to those things. You look at, like, if you have any kind of pet, next time you sit down and just stare at it and ask the question in telepathy, like, hey, who are you? Like, what are you? Like, what kind of energy is emanating from that pet? And then you gotta remember that that is not your pet, you are its pet. It's the other way around. Because when you take your dog for a walk, are you taking the dog for a walk, or is the dog taking you for a walk? What is happening? I got some Amazon.
Amazon!
Yes, bro! Nice tattoos, yeah, man! Probably Andromeda. This is what I mean, like, even though I'm a very compassionate, kind being, and I'm chilled and I don't give a fuck about anything, I just interact with everybody, but deep down inside of me there is a very dark being. What I mean by dark is just a very, I call it the darkest wrathful beast. Think of like Shiva being active within me, and Shiva is that which is not, and it doesn't give a fuck about anything. So there is something very, very scary inside of me, and I've been like a certain power, a certain ability within me that is able to disintegrate like anything, cell by cell, atom by atom, and tron by tron, and it's able to use that energy and create absolutely all brand new realities for itself, for all, for whatever. But in this lifetime I've been hiding in a spiritual closet. In a sense, I was like shielding that thing inside of me, I call it the Dragotrex Sphinx. It's a dragon and a T-Rex dinosaur. It's just the energy of it. I think before in this planet I was here as a dinosaur or something, because I'm so connected to their energies, to their field, to their, I've processed a lot of their emotions, their traumas, their suffering, because, you know, how do you think this whole thing happened? How do you think all of this exists? Do you think we would be able to live with dinosaurs roaming around and tearing down those buildings and everything? Those buildings would not be able to stand there had my dinosaur family been here, because we would just be roaming around and swinging our tails and cut half of that building. Your nukes and your tanks and that stuff would be pointless, because dinosaurs have very, very dark reptilian scary skin. They're impenetrable, like Bruce Lee's body, which was bulletproof, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe Bruce Lee was a dinosaur. I don't know. And then we have this guy in Afghanistan, I think Afghan Bruce Lee or something. He's basically embodying a lot of Bruce Lee's martial arts energy. What he is fundamentally doing, you know, in the world you have anybody that becomes like, oh, they are like this new being, like they say he's the Afghan Bruce Lee. I don't know if he's the actual Bruce Lee, but I fundamentally understood that, you know, that being is so in tune with his own Bruce Lee within that he is actually living, like expressing the memory of Bruce Lee, the icon, the hero, the legend, whatever you call it, on the outside, where there is no difference, there is no separation between that guy and the spirit, the soul wave that passed away a long time ago, that is called Bruce Lee. And that is very sacred, because that is how we are able to keep the memories of our ancestors alive in different generations, because that is how their memories keep living with you. And if you had a twin flame in some ancient times or in the future or in the past, it doesn't matter, because their memory, their energy, their essence is always with you. And when you meet your new twin flame, your new partner, whatever, you gotta understand it is them. It is not some other being. You've always been with one fundamental twin flame, in a sense, not so much as a twin flame like two different beings. It's just the same being. Like, think of Adam and Eve being the same being. The yin and yang is the same being. It's just it's having an incarnation, not as a two separate being, because if you have the yin without the yang, it's pointless. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even work, this whole reality. So every being has a yin and yang within you, and then you have a partner who is, if you're a male, you would be yin yang. If you're a female, it would be yang yung or whatever. And then I have something I call yin yang yung, but a third thing, like something that is neither yin neither yang, an absolute neutrality, which I refer to as absolute neutrality, transcending duality, vibrationless, transcendence, being where you realize that this whole reality, even though it looks like it's dual, it's actually not dual. We have like the light and dark, you have left and right, you have up and down. It's actually a quad nature. It has a, like, look at the diamond, look at the cube, it has 4 points to it, 4 fundamental points. And a diamond, a cube is a circle is 4 pyramids put together, or 3 pyramids put together, that makes up a circle. And then the sun is like 3 pyramids, like the Brahman Supreme, Shiva, the transcender, Vishnu, the sustainer, or Allah, God, Brahman Supreme, and Prakriti, transcendence, and all of that. Then we got hello, got some more people. They're just doing this, just getting, like, whenever I see people around, I just point the camera at them, just so it's not just me talking in this video. You get to see these other people, these other things interacting, and this video becomes multi-dimensional, and we get to have more fun and all of that. So yeah, that's really it. Like, that's the main topic about this video, about twin flames and unions and shit like that. And I want to share a story with you about my own experience of, like, getting ready for such a union. But what happened is, I actually saw and drew out all the energies, all the spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence of my union with this goddess here, which I just referred to as transcendence goddess God. I don't know who it is. I don't want to know who it is yet. It's just like, I want to leave it as a mystery, because I've just met myself, I've just healed myself, awakened myself, like, remembered all of it. But the actual union happened behind the scenes, on the astral realm, on the spirit realm, on the heavens, and all of that. And it's really beautiful. And I just, experienced it completely, the full lifetime living with this transcendence goddess God, my sacred metaphysical counterpart, not my twin flame, not my soulmate, just my sacred, just a feminine who is equivalent, or almost equivalent, in terms of, from the metaphysical perspective, in terms of our intelligence, in terms of our awareness, in terms of our beauty, in terms of our sexiness, in terms of our wisdom, in terms of our purity, in terms of our spiritual energy, in terms of our mental awareness, in terms of our mental illumination, in terms of our emotional mastery, in terms of our physical appearance and beauty, in terms of our financial capacity, in terms of our architecting abilities, in terms of our creation abilities and our connection to creation herself, in terms of our transcendence abilities, in terms of our source abilities and our connection to the absolute source creator in the hereafter kingdom of Yeshua, in terms of our archangel abilities and connection to the elementals, to the elements of nature themselves, to all of it, to earth, fire, air, plasma, tron, arctron, energytron, spiritron, watertron, airtron, firetron, ethertron, woodtron, or plasmatron, crystaltron, and so on. In terms of our guardian warrior nature, we're both guardians, really fierce ones. In terms of our ascended master level of enlightenment, in terms of our N0W connection to the Muslim, to the Islam herself, to Allah, to God, in terms of our connection to Brahman Supreme, in terms of our connection to Vishnu, the sustainer, in terms of our connection to Shiva, the destroyer or the transcender, in terms of our connection to the to royal, R0Y4L is just a code name for me, in that, because I say I am from beyond the thrice great beyond, at the hereafter, inception, genesis, eternal, infinity kingdom of Yeshua. So from that multidimensional perspective, this being called transcendence goddess God, which I just call her transcendence goddess God. In this video I'm not going to mention any specific names of, like, who I think or feel this girl maybe that's in America, in the USA and all of that. I mentioned her name in other videos, but I'm just not bothered about it at all. I don't care if it's her or not, because every being, every feminine that I see is just like my butterfly. Is just this whole universal cosmic infinitum is created as a gift to the feminine, to the butterflies. That's why in the video before this I was talking about like how I just shaved my full body. In college I used to shave my legs and all of that. My body, you can see how it's nice and smooth, just to put myself in the chapli, in the shoes of like the feminine, like what they go through to keep their bodies and everything immaculate and perfect and nice and tidy and bald and all of that. Fundamentally they are doing it, number zero, for themselves. They're just being themselves, they're expressing love for themselves. But the number one is because they're doing it for their partner. They're doing it for their husband, their husband, wife, their boyfriend, girlfriend. They're doing it for their twin flame, for their sacred partner, for their divine partner. And when I say their sacred divine partner, that is a level above twin flames. That is a level above soulmates, because there are certain beings, certain soul waves, certain God self, certain transcendent self, certain beings who have been here before any of this was even created. Like I am one of them. I was here in the before inception, before Genesis. I was one of those beings who was like watching, observing, and studying as we were creating all of this whole universal cosmos. There are 0 to 13 fundamental beings. When I say fundamental beings, who are thrice great beings, who have a special sacred partner, a consort. If you look at like Buddha, Buddha had like a princess or something. Yeshua had Mary Magdalene. Babaji has like Mataji. I don't know if they're married or what their relationship is like. Whatever, I don't care about that. But every of these 0 to 13 fundamental beings, they have a sacred divine counterpart, which is not a twin flame, which is not a soulmate. It is something more transcendental. It is something more supernatural, in a sense that they created each other in their own image. It is just their own magnificence, their own beauty, their own quintessential purity expressed. Got some other dude walking there. It's their own quintessential awareness, their own quintessential intelligent cosmic consciousness, their own quintessential purity, pure telepathic abilities, their own purity, their own immaculate heart. It's just the feminine within them being expressed on the outside. And the same thing with that feminine is just those masculine, or just the masculine within this feminine expressed on the outside. So that is a few levels. There are no hierarchies, just like we all exist in different bubbles. A few levels higher than twin flames and soulmates, where there's 0 to 13 fundamental beings, and on the whole universal cosmic scale there are 0 to 13 inception, genesis, core energy centers in the whole universal cosmos, from which everything emanates. Like Andromeda, Orion, Sirius, Milky Way is one thrice great energy center. Like Andromeda, number 0, Orion, Sirius, and Milky Way is one thrice great energy center. Andromeda, Milky Way, Orion, Sirius is just one galaxy, is just a twice great being. So you could say that Andromeda, Orion, Sirius, Milky Way is Royal, R0Y4L, Royal Anwar, this being that's talking to you, this identity. And then we have like, that's what I mean, like I've been here before as dinosaurs and shit like that, because this galaxy, these 4 galaxies just makes up the identity what I call Andromeda Fundamental or Royal Anwar Transcendence. Is just like one being. But when you look at like self-transcendence show with Royal Anwar, that is one thing. Another YouTube channel they have, there's like over 120 something videos there. But this channel is called Self-Transcendence Mastery with Transcendence Royal Anwar. So when I say with Transcendence Royal Anwar, that is this thing. Andromeda, Milky Way, Orion, Sirius, and then I think it's the great attractor or something that is like transcendence, that is ether, that is love itself. So from that perspective, I am being the great attractor, or I'm being transcendence, while I am embodying my own Andromedan self, my own Orion self, my own Milky Way self, my own Sirius self. So you can see that it's a very strange being, like all these 5 fundamental energy centers of the whole universal cosmos expressed as one being, like this. And then we have this girl, like this transcendence goddess, transcendence goddess, transcendence goddess, God, who would be like, for example, just as example, I don't know what her God-throne melody makeup is, even though I've architected it, I've written it down, I've designed it, but the whole point is that I have forgotten all of that stuff. It's unnecessary for me to know her own makeup, her own Genesis architecture. And I think my counterpart on a whole universal cosmic scale would be like maybe the Butterfly Nebula, M14, the Cross, maybe the Pleiadian Galaxy. I don't know what others got. That one maybe some secret. So yeah. So fundamentally, it's funny because even though I want a partner, even though I want a girlfriend, a wife, and all of that, a mother Buddha, and all of that, a big part of me, the Andromedan part of me, doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like the Andromedan self, the Andromedan part of me, it just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Not even this whole universal cosmos, not even anything, not even itself, because it is that identity which is like transcendence itself. It is something transcendental, it's something scary, it's something very, very dark, that's what I meant. There is something within me that is almost like Shiva, but is not Shiva, because Shiva is that which is not, and how can that which is not be talking to you right now? It doesn't make any sense at all. Your mind collapses if you try to comprehend that which is not is having an incarnation and talking to you right now face to face, and you're watching the video and you're like what the fuck, that does not make any sense to all. Yeah, I think that's what Salvador Dali was calling paradoxical. But you gotta understand that I am not being a paradoxical being. I'm not being light, I'm not being dark, I'm not being consciousness, I'm not being awareness, I'm not being telepathy, I'm not being love, I'm not being purity, I'm not being harmony, I'm not being wisdom, I'm not being a soulmate, I'm not being a twin flame, I'm not being a husband, I'm not being a wife, I'm not being a brother, I'm not being a sister, I'm not being a father, I'm not being a mother, I'm not being an uncle, I'm not being a niece, I'm not being a coach, I'm not being a mentor, I'm not being a healer, I'm not being an energy healer, I'm not being this or that or this or that. I'm being nothing. I'm just being absolutely nothing, like a zero, like an empty container within which the whole singularity exists. So you can see that when you start having fun with transcendence, transcendence starts having fun with you. When you flirt with transcendence, transcendence flirts back with you. But if you be like a squirrel taking transcendence's apple and running around and thinking that transcendence will come chasing after you and run after you, nah. That ain't happening. Because when you chase something, the perception of you, the act of you chasing something, automatically puts them a few steps ahead of you, so they're always running. It's like the carrot, like if you dangle in front of like a cow, it is never going to reach it, because it's just like attached to this fucking thing like this down there. Like imagine this camera, like imagine this hanging around from my, like this, from this thing. Like I'm never gonna reach that camera because it's attached to this fucking wood, and I'm always, wherever I go, it will always be in front of me. So if you're trying to chase after your twin flame, if you're trying to run from them, then you will be running away from them. They're not gonna bother to chase you. If they're being too needy and they chase you and all that, that's cool, that's your choice. But what I'm saying is that you have a fundamental freedom of choice, that if your partner, or if you have a girlfriend, or you like somebody, or you love somebody, or you're getting in communion and talking with them, or if they're trying to run away, or trying to play hide and seek, or trying to be a runner and expecting you to chase after them. It's your choice whether you want to chase them or not. But what I'm saying is that you pause for a moment and say, instead of you chasing after them, why don't you just reverse your field? Instead of like chasing them outwards, you chase them within you, because that being already exists within you. It is just your own feminine within you, it is your own masculine within you. So instead of like running around after them on the outside world, why don't you run around inside your own body and inside your own temple and play with them and flirt with them and meet them inside of you and talk to them and kiss them and fuck them and have sex with them before you even come into the physical union? Like, I've already fucked this girl, this transcendence goddess god, before we have even met in person. Like, we've done some freaky shit and anal and all of that. I've already been satisfied. Like, I don't care if she runs away or expects me to chase after her. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not bothered about it. But all I'm doing is I'm just being, all I know is being absolutely ready, extreme preparedness all the time. I'm just being ready for that union in the physical realm, because I've already experienced its energy multidimensionally within me. I've already experienced our spiritual union. I've already experienced our self, the self itself, this is our spirit uniting and becoming one, singularity, 1-0. I've already experienced that. I've already experienced our spiritual union. I've already experienced our mental union, our minds becoming one, singularity mind, one, transcendental unified mind. I've already experienced our hearts, our emotions becoming one, thrice great, immaculate, pure heart. I've already experienced our physical bodies merging and becoming one, even though she may be in another part of the world. Our bodies are just one thing. I'm just her mirror, she's my mirror. I've already experienced what our architecture, what our God throne Genesis architecture, what our energy or our whole being is made up of, how it is all just mirrored in the same being. I've already experienced how us as the whole creation looks like together. Like, I've already experienced our union on a whole universal cosmic scale, on a cosmic love and stuff like that. I've already experienced our transcendent self becoming one and becoming the only thrice great self, the only thrice great transcendent self that exists. I've already experienced our source connections being unified, the yin and yang and all of that, and God and Allah within us unified and becoming one. I've already experienced the archangel union, like the elements uniting from a masculine perspective and from her from a feminine perspective. Like, me would be like the shaman, like she would be like the DMT, the spirit molecule herself, or ayahuasca. I've already experienced that energy uniting, and I just call myself DMT shaman goddess, and she would be the DMT shaman goddess god. So you can see how this is like, when you take things to the extreme levels, when you come to the level of transcendence, you transcend beyond the twin flame, you transcend beyond the soulmate and all that shit. I've already experienced our ascended master selves becoming one and uniting and sharing each other's wisdom together, and saying sorry and apologizing and healing whatever wounds we had from other lifetimes, or we have from some other future, past, present lifetimes. That has been the most intense healing I've ever done. Like, really, I was writing stuff on my tattoos on my chest and all of that, all of here. My whole body was on fire and it was just burning, and I would write things on my hand and tattoos and spiritual tattoos and all of that to invoke the energy within me to be manifest on the outwards. And it was like my whole body was burning again and again and again. It was the most intense experience. And we have already experienced our union on the L-013 dimension, which is dimension number 13 in the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba. Already experienced what our fundamental, what our soul family, what our ancestors uniting through us, like all our ancestors from all the past, the present, the future, uniting through us, the two beings, this special child coming down like baby Buddha, baby Transcendence, whatever. So I've already experienced multidimensionally what our union looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, what it feels like, all of it, like multidimensionally. Like, we have already had a lot of chaos, romance, or a lot of chaos love expressed for each other, a lot of dark romance. The way we express romance for each other is just next level. And also we have had infinite sex multidimensionally. We have had like what else? We have eternal love for each other, singularity, loyalty, and all of that. Like really mixed together, it just becomes something so transcendental, something so special that I understand there were many of these extraterrestrial beings or there's other civilizations, there's other beings across in the astral realm, in the whole universal cosmic scale, on the spiritual realm, on the mental realm, on the emotional realm, on the physical realm here on earth, on the financial realm, on the architect dimension and the creation dimension, on the transcendence dimension, on the source dimension, on the archangels dimension, on the guardian dimension, on the ascended master dimension, on the L013 dimension. Like I can imagine and I could feel the patterns, the energy of me being attacked energetically, spiritually, multidimensionally, and they were trying to stop this union from ever happening. And I was like, how can you stop something which I encoded in the fabric of reality itself before any of it was even created? And they were just, what they didn't know, they were just playing their role, the role that they were given before they were even manifest, these beings, these dark beings, whatever you call them, because I am the darkest being you can ever find. And that's just what I say, I'm the darkest wrathful beast and the brightest oddest light. Those two extreme ends, like the infinity and eternity, but I am neither of them. I am both of them at the same time, but in this I am right in the absolute center, being neutrality itself, being singularity itself, being the now itself, whatever that means for you. It will mean differently. And it was a very intense union, and yeah, inshallah, very soon, faithfully, we're gonna meet in person. Whether that's going to be in Mu in the UK or in Atlantis in America, or maybe we'll take Mu and Atlantis together and make it Mu Atlantis, so Lemuria can become a fundamental reality and become the new golden age here for us. And maybe that's how we brought in all the energies of all these golden ages. Hey neighbors. Neighbors waving at me, so I just waved them back. That's what I mean, like when you're about to come in union with your own sacred divine counterpart, this is above yours, above twin flame and all that bullshit, there will be forces, there will be people, there will be actual organizations and people here on earth doing everything they can, making shitty moves to try to stop your union. But you gotta understand, they cannot. If you let them, if you give up, if you surrender yourself, of course they will win. But are you here to lose battles? Are you here to lose the war? No, beloved. You're not here to lose any battles. But you gotta understand, sometimes you will consciously choose. You will choose to make them feel like they have won a battle, when in reality it's you, like was it Sun Tozo or something? Every battle is won before they're fought, and some battles I consciously acted like I lost, so they could feel some love, so they could feel some energy, so they could feel what it's like to win. Because you gotta understand that my love truly is unconditional, is immaculate, is quintessential, whatever you call it. It is something transcendental, it's something from beyond the thrice great beyond. And from time to time I would do things to consciously allow these other beings, or unconsciously allow them to hurt me spiritually, to hurt me energetically, and so I could experience what it's like to be, like, to feel lost, to feel that you have surrendered, to feel that you have been tamed, to feel that you have been deceived. But none of that could hurt me. All it did was it just awoken this fucking Dragotrix Sphinx within me, this unstoppable, untamable beast within me that is like the absolute source creator itself. All it did was just awoken that thing within me. And the more it got awoken, the more they just run away, they just fly away, because it's just like my whole, this being is just radiating this whole cosmos. It's just this whole cosmos itself. This whole universal cosmic infinitum, not just this universe, I'm talking about the whole universal cosmic infinitum, all these infinite universes, all these infinite galaxies, all these infinite beings having an incarnation as a singularity being. You gotta understand, my twin flame, my soulmate, my sacred divine counterpart, the feminine part already exists within me. It is just manifest in my right hand. That's why I'm wearing this thing symbolically. Like in this side of my body is my absolute sacred divine counterpart, the feminine. I'm not gonna name it because it would be pointless. It would reveal a lot of secrets. But then in this side I have all the collective masculine, all my own masculine energy within me, like the Andromedan self, the Orion self, the Sirian self, the Milky Way self, and my transcendent self manifest and expressed in this side, in my left side completely. So you could say this side of me is absolutely masculine, this side of me is absolutely feminine. I call this side of me like the Father Buddha, this side the Mother Buddha, like, or Prakriti, Prakriti transcendence. Prakriti transcendence. That's what I mean. If you look at this channel called Self Transcendence Mastery with Transcendence Royal Anwar, it is just that I'm talking the other way around. I'm leading the whole universal cosmos, every cell, every atom, every bit, every tron of the whole creation, the whole energy centers, the whole, basically the collective itself, the mind itself, the heart itself, all these infinite dimensions expressing themselves through me, but not as me. All I'm doing is just giving it a voice, giving it an articulation, giving it some extra juice and goofiness and acting and some laughing and getting naked and doing getting that stuff involved in my video, and then doing things like this so I can exercise and do some healing and allow these energies to be manifest through me. What is that voice that's coming out? No, check this out. That is the Dragotrex Sphinx within me, the dragon with the T-Rex, with the Phoenix and the Sphinx together. So you can see that voice that comes out, does not speak English, it does not speak Arabic, it does not speak Persian, it does not, is that Arabic? No, that voice is not Arabic, girl. That is something you don't want to mess with. It is that thing inside of me that is making that noise. It is that thing that created all of this whole universal cosmos. It's just this sound, this frequency, this vibration, this being, which I call absolute neutrality, transcending duality, vibrationless, transcendence being. That thing that is expressing that mantra, that thing has been here before all of this was created. So that thing inside of me that is me but is not me because I'm just some other being, is as ancient as this whole universal cosmos itself. So I'm just taking some screenshots, some photos, because I just look bare, creepy, bare hot. Like they say Shiva is the coolest god, but Royal Anwar Transcendence is the drippiest god. I mean, just look at me. Just joking. All I'm doing is just being a pure translucent diamond mirror for you to see what transcendence looks like within you, because all I am is this Royal Anwar Transcendence, singularity, what was it? Eternal infinity, inception, genesis, God throne particle number 0. All I am is the God throne particle number 0. All I am is the God particle itself. All I am is the Allah particle itself, whatever you call it. That particle number 0, that 0 itself, the singularity itself, that has always been here, that was here before 1 was created, before Number 0 is the self. So before 1, before the spiritual dimension was created, before number 2, before the mental dimension was created, before number 3 was created, which is the emotional dimension, before number 4 was created, which is the physical dimension, everything you see, this physical reality, and before 5 was created, which is the financial dimension, which is the abundant love energy of money, and then before number 6 was created, which is the architect dimension, where the architects live. And then before 7 was created, which is the creation herself, Prakriti, Arya, the awareness, the identityless character, the characterless identity of this whole universal cosmic infinitum. And before the number 8 was created, which is the transcendence itself, is just a dimension that I live in sometimes with my transcendence God is God. And before 9 was created, which is the source itself, like not the source, because that is the 9th dimension is through which the source is manifesting itself before the 9th dimension was created. And before number 10 was created, which is the archangels, all the elementals, all the water throne, air throne, fire throne, ether throne, energy throne, crystal throne, plasma throne, and all of that. And before number 11 was created, which is like all the guardians, all the guardian warriors, all the guardian races across the whole universal cosmic infinitum. And before number 12 was created, which is the ascended masters that live in the trunk of the tree, in the tree of life and all of that. And Buddha lives on the leaves, in each leaf. So before that was created, and then before dimension number before L013 was created, dimension number 13 itself, and then all of that was created before number 0 was created, but then it was all manifest because 0 was always there before, and then it was just like, it's a paradox, because I don't know if 0 came first or 1 to 12 or 12 came first. It's a paradox. And that's how, if you look at this whole universal cosmos, the way it exists is it's just magical, isn't it? It's just something quintessential. It's just somehow this whole thing exists. But apparently I claim to know how, because I was there, number 0. That's what I mean. Like 0 is like singularity. It has no partner, it has no wife, it has no twin flame, it has no soulmate, it has no wife or this or that. It's just singularity. It's just 0. It's just eternal and all of that. Apparently, if you have this kind of bones and it's up, you're more sexy and shit like that. Like, how does having that bone there and that bone make you more sexy? That is an illusion. The illusion of thinking that you're not sexy, the illusion of thinking that you're not golden like this, golden child, is an illusion in itself, because all I am is just number 0, the 0 itself inside of you, the singularity energy, the transcendence energy, the transcendental nature of the absolute inside of you is just a 0 portal connected to the hereafter, inception, genesis, eternal, infinity kingdom of Yeshua. So when I say I am from beyond the thrice great, beyond from the hereafter and shit like that, I'm not lying about that thing. That thing is the absolute truth, because where this whole universe come from, where is it manifesting? Well, it is being manifest from beyond the thrice great, beyond, which in this morning I actually went there. Like literally I just went there, multi-dimensional. I met Yeshua, this pillars of light, and then I gave it this diamond, this transcendence infinity Merkaba, turned into a diamond as a gift, and then it touched it, and then it split into many zillions of pieces, little diamonds, and then I just, because I was going there as my dragon self, and I just became bodiless, I just became formless, I had no form, and I just became like this invisible thing that was seeing everything all at the same time, that was being all of it and not being any of it. Maybe that is how I was created in the beginning, and then I went backwards and created that whole transcendence and infinity system, and it got used as a backbone platform in every cell, every atom, every tron of this whole universal cosmos. And then maybe that's how we time traveled, went backwards and left and right, because the perception of time is the only illusion. This thing has always been here. Oh, look at that squirrel there. Squirrel! Squirrel, come here! Oh my God! Squirrel! Squirrel! Oh my god, I hope you can see it. Probably see it if you have good eyes. It's right next to the thing. So yeah, the wisdom of all these ascended masters and all of this whole 013 dimensions of the whole universal cosmic flows through me, but I don't give a fuck about that, because in this lifetime I came here to have fun with my butterfly, to play around, to travel, to explore. I've already finished this whole 10 fucking years I've been in the UK. This was the only reason I came here, just to balance out the energies, the ley lines, and do some stuff in Manchester to make it the city of white unity. And it took me 10 fucking years to transcend the whole universal cosmic infinitum. Again, I re-architected, redesigned it, and recreated it, and gifted it to all the butterflies, to all the feminine. I made them the object of my meditation, the object of my creation, and in turn they became something more special. Yeah, of course the feminine was special. Of course this whole thing was always created for the feminine, by the feminine. Feminine is the fire. When I say not the feminine, the ladies that you see walking around, the guys, because no, I'm talking about Prakriti, I'm talking about fire itself, I'm talking about the whole universal cosmos itself, like the energy is fire, isn't it? I'm talking about energy, consciousness, awareness, telepathy, purity, love has always been here. It was the ghost that was added, the soul waves. Like people, you have like around 8 billion people on earth right now. Why do you think there are 8 billion people right now and we have transcendence here? There's dimension number 8. Is that a coincidence? Is it an accident? No. Everything is by architecture, by a grand plan, by a grand design. I'm just taking photos because I just look bare hot and the lighting is pretty good and I look golden. Where was I with my train of thought? Anyway, I lost it. I don't care. I was just saying I don't care about any of it, because really I looked around and I saw how the feminine were being hurt and they were suffering so much, like the ladies and all of that, and I just really fucked up this whole this whole matrix itself, from inside out, from outside in, while my besties like Yeshua, Muhammad, Buddha, Babaji, Lakshmi, those main 5 were guiding me from the hereafter, from beyond, from the afterlife, whatever you call it, the place where we go when people die. 3055 69, the numbers I just saw there, the number 69, number 30 and 55, just getting the numbers involved. Yeah, and I basically just got angry, and that, oh hello, the dragon in me just got awoken and re-architected everything, this whole creation, and I basically expressed certain prayers, and I said, if anybody hurts the feminine, they will get hurt back by a zillions time. It's just the architecture of the universe itself. It's just basically saying, if you hurt Mother Nature, the creation itself, it will hurt you back 1,000 zillion times worse, because it's just mirroring back the energy you put into it. It's like if you're always expressing hatred, gossip, and judgment, and fear, and you hate that, then all you're doing is just sending out energy, sending out multidimensional energy to the universe, and saying, hey universe, I hate you this, I hate you that, I fuck you this or this. It's just going to mirror that thing back to you. If you're not dimensionless, then that is going to fuck you up so much. But if you become dimensionless, if you become a 013 dimensionless being, if you become a transcendence infinity Merkaba, not the things inside of it, the container, the zeros around it, the 4 zeros, the tri-squared cube or the tri-squared self, if you become a tri-squared being, then anything that happens inside of you in those dimensions, whether it happens in the spiritual dimension number 1, whether it happens in dimension number 2, the mental dimension, whether it happens in the dimension number 3, the emotional dimension, which is where you have your union with your sacred divine counterpart, primarily with your twin flame, with your soulmate, which is what this video is primarily about, dimension number 3. And then you have dimension number 4, your physical dimension. Number 5, your financial capacity. Number 6, the architect dimension, your own architecting abilities to create absolutely all brand new realities for yourself, for everybody around you, but make it a reality where joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity is the foundation of it all. And then we have like number 7, dimension number 7, the creation dimension, where you turn your everything, all your dreams and everything into an actual created reality. And then you have dimension number 8, which is infinity, which is transcendence, like the infinite energy of absolute available to us all the time. And then you have dimension number 9, the source. That is the place where we can, through that dimension, we can access to the source itself, which is in the hereafter and all of that. And then we have number 10, archangels. Well, that is your connection to the elementals, to the elements of nature, to the earth, to fire and all of it, everything, to all the elements that make up your body, like oxygen, nitrogen, water, and all this table of elements and all that shit. And then we have number 11, the guardian warriors, like the beings, the civilizations that protect Mother Nature, that protect the sacred spiritual temples and sites around the world, that protect certain spiritual gurus, certain eternal acharyas, certain teachers that are here transcending reality, that they just envelop them as wolf beings. And then we have like number 12, ascended masters, which is like all the ascended masters, the whole universal cosmic infinitum that govern the whole of creation, that govern reality. Like you could say Yeshua is the ascended master of all the ascended masters, the luminous being, the luminous light, the thrice great ascended master. And then we have in Al-Mahdi or Imam Mahdi Zaman another thrice great ascended master that is like, think of it, Yeshua's spiritual brother, that together they govern the creation itself, that they govern all this evolution, they govern the ascension of humanity, they govern the ascension of everything. And then we have dimension number 13, Al-013. Well, that is Al-Mahdi itself, Al-Mahdi himself or itself, the source of telepathy, the pure being, the remainder of Allah that is hidden. I have seen Al-Mahdi's temple on some mountain that is 013 times higher than Mount Everest, that its peak touches heaven itself. And in there is this river, this Zamzam source, this source water running next to it, and I was just drinking some water from that source, and I could not see Al-Mahdi itself around. I was looking around, I was like, where is Al-Mahdi? I could not see it because he's hidden. Nobody's gonna see it until the last day, until the last roar of the lion, until the last roar of the dragon, until the last howl of the wolf, until the last meow of the cat sphinx, until he gives the call, the clarion call, the last call that transcends everything, that turns everything into nothing, that is already is nothing anyway, that just the judgment day comes and all this creation ceases to exist. Look at that twin flame there with sacred counterparts, just they're walking around, until we each of us find our own feminine and masculine within us, and then we find our own feminine masculine outside of us. The unions happen until each cell, every atom, every electron of this whole universal cosmos become their own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. Until that happens, this whole universal cosmic infinitum is going to be here spinning and dancing and all of that shit. But when the last day comes, when the judgment day comes, all of this will cease to exist, and it'll just be like 3 diamonds or 3 pyramids or 3 cubes spinning in mid-air, and it all go back inside of it, and we will spend some time there because time doesn't exist, and then we'll come outside of it, and all of this thing will be destroyed by Shiva, and then Brahman Supreme is going to use that energy to create an absolutely all brand new reality, and then Vishnu is going to be sustaining it. But that has already happened. on February 2022, on 0/13/02/2022, when I single-handedly apparently ushered in an absolutely all brand new day of Brahman. Just joking with you guys, just sharing some fundamental truths, some fundamental wisdom truths about the absolute reality, about reality itself, about your twin flame stuff, about your sacred unions, about just creating some sound. Enjoy. I have faith that you're going to meet your sacred counterpart, your twin flame, your soulmate, your union, whatever bullshit you call it. Just have faith, not hope. Don't hope for anything. Just have faith. Just say always with absolute excitement, trust, faith, and honor, because really everything exists because of faith. We have faith in some unknown thing, in some unseen thing, which is really Allah itself, which is God and all of that. We have faith in some invisible force. We have faith in some invisible power. We have faith in some invisible thing that is the absolute source of all. And that which is not is that invisible thing, and that is what we bow to. Because it is the Almighty, it is all powerful, it is all knowing, it is all observant, it is all creating, it is all wise, it is all this, all that. And we just gotta be grateful that it has gifted us its own ability, it has gifted us its own powers, it has gifted us its own transcendental nature, so we could come and live inside its creation and be temporary managers, temporary guardians, and experience and have fun and live this life and enjoy it, and then share it with others, share it with other people, be of service. So yeah. And another thing is, like, if you're, let's say, a conscious galactic leader, you're a healer, a light worker, a life coach, a personal development coach, a confidence coach, a career coach, or a transformational life coach, or energy healer, a quantum healer, or a tarot reader and all that shit, if you're a star seed, you gotta understand that most of the time your sacred counterpart is not going to be doing the thing that you're doing. They might be doing something complete opposite. You might be a proper spiritual being, he or she might not be even spiritual at all. But that does not make them less worthy. They are still going to be spiritual in their own way. It's just they're expressing it, they're embodying it differently. It's because you two came down, or whoever your counterpart is, if they look different, if you look like you two have nothing in common at all, you got to understand that is the greatest commonality you could have. Having nothing in common, so you can have everything in common. So you can be total opposite of each other, but yet you're total one being. That is how paradoxical this whole union stuff that is. Like, this year 2020 is the year of the Ascended Masters uniting with their own Ascended Master goddesses and gods. But that only happens when you become a goddess within you, if you're a masculine, and then you become a god within you as well. Reverse it. And then if you're a feminine, it only happens when you become a god within you, and then you become a goddess within you. That is when each of you exist as very solid pyramids like this, where on this side you're a god, and this side you're a goddess. Like when the two become one, and you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner. I think that's what stuff was like Yeshua, Jesus Christ, was talking about. It's just this whole union, and everything is really powerful, it's transcendental, because that is how the universe is always able to transcend and create absolutely all brand new reality. It's just love is so magnetizing, so powerful. It's the greatest attracting force. It is the greatest transcendental force. It is the greatest sustainer force. It sustains everything. So love is that invisible thing, that mysterious thing that we all bow to, that we embody, that we become love itself. Instead of falling in love, inside of some well, and then cutting your wrist and dying, you might as well just become love itself, like not a bottomless pit of darkness and void, that like a black hole that sucks everything in. You become a black hole, a black hole, like a shalom hole. Like shalom means complete whole peace. You become shalom. Instead of being a vortex that sucks in all the energy, instead of becoming a spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial architect, creation, transcendence, source, archangel, guardian, ascended master, instead of a self, instead of becoming a vampire, all of this energy sucking everyone's energy and being, you become a a shalom vortex, a complete whole singularity that is existing in a state of peace. And that is, when you imagine you existing like that as a singularity, as a complete whole piece, imagine how powerful would that be if you have a counterpart, a feminine or a masculine that you meet, that are actually being that same thing in their own unique way. They are being a singularity, they are being a full embodiment of the absolute, the source creator itself. You can imagine how powerful that kind of union is, and you can imagine how shitless everybody would become. All these beings, all these organizations here suppressing humanity's evolution, trying to stop it, trying to slow it down. They know they cannot. They know we are not going back to dark ages, no matter how hard they try, because there are apparently 800,000 Andromedans here that are the real dragons that don't give a fuck about it. I am number 0. There are 800,000 Andromedans here with me. And then there are, remember I said Andromedan self, Orion self, Milky Way self, and Sirius self, and then the great attractor. So you can say that I am their main leader, number 0. So if you're ready to meet your fucking maker, if you're ready to meet your leader number 0, if you're ready to meet the God Tron Genesis architect, if you're a conscious leader, if you're a conscious leader of the N0W of humanity, if you're a conscious leader of the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, if you're a conscious leader of the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, if you feel like you're an eternal acharya, if you feel like you're an eternal teacher, if you feel like you're an eternal master, an eternal guru, if you feel like you're an eternal healer, if you feel like you're an eternal light warrior, if you feel like you're an eternal dancer, if you feel like you're an eternal sexy being, then maybe you're ready to meet the one who architected, designed, and created all of this and made all of your dreams a reality. Maybe you're looking at that thing right now, not this guy, the thing that is talking to you right now through this guy, the thing that is articulating, the thing that you're magnetized so much that you're still watching this video and you're wondering, wow, what was this whole thing all about? It started with being about twin flames, about sacred unions and shit like that, but it just spiraled and then it covered the full transcendence infinity Merkaba in a multi-dimensional holistic way. Welcome to the transcendental ascended infinitum cosmos. Welcome to the transcendence cosmos. Welcome to the transcendence ethereal Eden. Welcome to the transcendental spiritual Eden. Welcome to the Metatron dimensionless Valhalla. Welcome to the transcendence nirvana heaven. Welcome to the transcendental fundamental Behisht. Welcome to my world, motherfuckers, or fatherfuckers. If you're a feminine, if you're a guy, you would be a motherfucker. Fatherfuckers. Leave your mommy and daddy issues behind. Let them go, so your sacred divine counterpart can come and fuck you hard the way you want it. Yeah, this is channel for adult entertainment. If you're a child and watching this, then you should not be fucking watching it. If you're under 18, get off my channel. Then I don't know why YouTube would allow you to watch it. So yeah, don't watch it. But if you do, that's your choice. You have absolutely freedom of choice. If you're above the age of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, then it's your choice. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. If you're that kind of being, then I have this special thing called Business Transcendence Mastery, partnership, sacred wisdom, giving temple, promise delivery platform, where we ask and answer this one simple question, this question number 0, and then the answer to that is, it has another 13 questions attached to it that is unique to your business, to your business model, to your healing, to your service that you provide, that you're here. If you're fit for service, then come talk to me. The fundamental question that we ask and dive deep into is like, how might I heal my vehicle of ascension business, which is your being itself, so that it can perform at 144,000% energy level and fulfill your sacred soul-led but self-ordained or self-architected, self-designed, self-created cosmic purpose, cosmic mission, cosmic destiny, cosmic faith, and cosmic reason of existence. Because once we fulfill those things in this lifetime, those 5 fundamental things, then we are being of greater practical, functional, implemental, and experimental and joyful service to humanity itself, to the nearity of humanity, to the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, to the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, the thrice great civilization of Allah, the thrice great civilization of God, the thrice great civilization of Yeshua, the thrice great civilization of Buddha, the thrice great civilization the thrice great civilization of Lakshmi, the thrice great civilization of Kriya Babaji, the thrice great civilization of Al-Mahdi Imam Mahdi Zaman, the thrice great civilization of Transcendence Royal Anwar, the thrice great civilization of Royal, the thrice great civilization of Zainab, the thrice great civilization of Rabia Balkhi, the thrice great civilization of Baktash, and so on and so on, the thrice great civilization of Paramahansa Yogananda, the thrice great civilization of Shri Yukteswar Giri, the thrice great civilization of Shri Agastya, the thrice great civilization of the 18 Siddhas, the thrice great civilization of the original spiritual rebel Shri Lahiri Mahasaya, who has this, is wearing this thing in his spiritual. The thrice great civilization of Prakriti, the thrice great civilization of Amina, my mother Buddha, the thrice great civilization of Rasul, my father Buddha, the thrice great civilization of Sultan, my brother Buddha, the thrice great civilization of Tahira, my sister Buddha, the thrice great civilization of Shanti, the thrice great civilization of Shakti, the thrice great civilization of Lakshmi, the thrice great civilization of Mataji, the thrice great civilization of Virgin Mary, the thrice great civilization of Mary Magdalene, the thrice great civilization of Isis, the thrice great civilization of Osiris, the thrice great civilization of Sekhmet, goddess Sekhmet, the thrice great civilization of goddess Hathor, the thrice great civilization of Khadija, the thrice great civilization of Rukiya, the thrice great civilization of other beings and all other souls, the thrice great civilization of that squirrel right there. Hey, squirrel! Squirrel! Oh, look, a squirrel! You're so cute! Ah! The thrice great civilization of Vishnu, the thrice great civilization of Brahman Supreme, the thrice great civilization of Shiva. Yeah. So you can see how powerful you can become, how powerful you already are, how quintessential, how magical, how transcendental you actually are. You just gotta remember that. Remember to be a freak and do not let anybody tell you otherwise. If they do, take your fucking swords out and cut your fucking head. Don't be afraid of it. There are no consequences for defending your sacred temple human body vessel container, because without the temple that you're in right now, you wouldn't be able to continue your mission, and then if something happens to it, then you have to come back again as a new baby, and it takes 20 something fucking years or whatever for you to then go through the process of awakening and then get to a stage where you have faith in your own abilities, in your own Hazrat self, in your own Prophet self, in your own Imam self, in your own Messenger self, in your own Guide self, in your own Guru self, in your own Wisdom self, and all of that. It just wastes too much precious moment, not time. You just waste a lot of your moment, of your energy that you could have spent and wisely and invested in actually being of greater practical service to humanity right now, because humanity needs you right now. Yeah. So yeah, let me know in the comments right now what are your emotional feeling thought waves about this video. What are the top 5 things you absolutely totally enjoyed about this video, you totally liked and loved, and what are the top 5 things you did not like about this video at all, and then ask yourself why, but make sure you post it in the comment as well. Show your thoughts, if you're going through some awakening and you're uniting with your twin flame, your sacred one counterpart, with your soulmate, whatever that shit you call. Let me know how it's going. Share your story with me. I'm not some guru or light worker or healer, none of that shit. I'm nothing, nobody. I just have a business, transcendenceacademy.com, through which I'm just serving these light warriors, these healers, these conscious galactic leaders, these cosmic leaders, these acharyas, these siddhas, these monks, these yogis, these energy healers, these quantum healers, these life coaches, these personal development coaches, these beings. Yeah, let me know. And also make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't like this video at all, press the dislike button. Also cool. If you feel like what I shared in this video could be of value to your friend, to your partner, to your husband, to your wife, to your colleagues at work, to anybody in your network, go ahead, share it, send it in your WhatsApp groups and all of that. If you think this guy was talking bullshit, say that in the comment. If you think that I was sharing some truths, share that as well, so you can understand that I truly do not give a fuck what you think about me or my videos, because that is not why I came here. Again, I came here for a clandestine mission, which is like transcending the whole cosmos from inside out and all of that. So yeah, don't bother doing spells on me or trying to stop my evolution or my transcendence or trying to slow down my progress, and all of that stuff does not work on me. At one point it affected my energy and all of that, but it was just chaos energy it was just dark energy that I just used, and the Shiva in me just sucked it all and ate it all. So know that Shiva is active within me, the Andromeda thing, and oh, God save you if I pick any subtle vibrations, any energies coming towards me that is unbalanced. As I'll just close my eyes and then find you, the being, the singular cell, the person, that the identityless character, the characterless identity that makes you, and I'll disintegrate it cell by cell, atom by atom, tron by tron, and one day you will wake up and you will not know who are you or why you're here, and you will have no idea what you're doing. You just will take your own fucking life, and it will have no consequence to me, because all I'm doing is just protecting creation, protecting my own being. But I'm not really gonna go to that extent, because I've done it before and it's not cool. I don't like it. That part of me that just has the spirit of destiny, that has the Excalibur, that has the Ankh and the cross as the two different swords and all of that, it wants to take it out and chop people's head and kill and all of that, but it is tamed. Before it wasn't. It's basically that dinosaur, that the dragon, the T-Rex in me that just wants to eat people's heart. So that's basically just a peaceful warning that don't mess with me, nor my audience, nor my channel. Just be a watcher, observer, study or enjoy my contents. Share it with your friends if you think it's valuable. If you think it's not, just fuck off. Don't watch it again. Don't come to my channel at all. Yeah. But on the other hand, if you're here and watching it, I am grateful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sending you kisses. Yeah. Apologies for that. Ow! Just doing a small howl because apparently I was doing it loudly before and my neighbors were like, oh, it's a bit loud. I was like, cool, thanks for the feedback, I'll implement it. That's why I go next to the river and howl loudly. That's what I mean. If you give me feedback about what topics, what videos I should talk about next, what contents, which dimensions in the, whether you want me to talk about the self or the spiritual dimension or the mental dimension or the physical dimension or the financial dimension or the architect dimension or the creation dimension or the transcendence dimension or the archangel dimension or creation, transcendence dimension, source dimension, archangel dimension, guardian dimension, ascended master dimension, or the L013 dimension, or the whole, all of them in one go. The thing is, it doesn't matter which topic you guys suggest. I'll always be integrating your feedback, and whatever video I do, it covers all those 013 dimensions, all of it that I talked about. So it becomes dimensionless. So you become a 013 dimensionless dimensional being of pure joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity. Enjoy your sacred unions in the year 2022. The clock just hit 2022, the timer. It's just pretty funny, pretty beautiful. So yeah, beloveds, enjoy. I'm just gonna rest and chill and stay and remain ready for my transcendence goddess God to come to me, because apparently she's playing the runner archetypal thing, where she wants me to chase her, and I just farted. I was like, nah, fuck that. So yeah, it's your choice at the end of the day how you want to play, how you flirt with each other, how you dance with each other. You gotta understand, it's your life story. It is your sacred union. It will happen in your own unique way. Do not be looking at someone else's union and say, oh, I want my union to happen like that. No. That is bullshit. Make sure you remain centered and grounded in your own self and your own intuition and your own guidance, and allow the whole universal cosmic infinitum, allow source, allow absolute to guide you, and also allow your own sacred partner, whether you're a guy or girl, doesn't matter, allow them to guide you, because they will talk to you in dreams. They will talk to you. Already had a few dreams with her already, so I've already met her in the dream world, in the astral world, and all of that. Multidimensionally, we've had multidimensional sex, whatever you call it. Sex is basically when you're exchanging, even you're flirting with each other, and your energy is going in, your energy is going into her field, and her energy is coming into your field. That is basically sex. That thing that humans do with their bodies, that is just fucking. That is just for the sake of pleasure. The real sex happens telepathically between your hearts, between your whole temple, between your truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. It happens between your spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence bodies, using your own singularity, telepathic, creative power force X. Again, the thrice great diamonds. So yeah, it's all very special. I'm just excited. I'm just happy, really. The Transcendence Infinity Merkaba, the Transcendence System, the Business Transcendence Mastery, the Self-Transcendence Mastery, the Transcendence Eternity Merkaba, the Transcendence Singularity Merkaba, the Transcendence Merkaba itself, are all at your service, beloved. It is all some special systems and tools I created for the whole universal cosmic infinitum. I basically automated all my job, all the roles I was gonna do, just came down and different lifetimes and over zillions of years, and just created these different systems, and the system runs the show for me. I just have different beings like Yeshua in charge of dimension number 1, and Buddha in charge of dimension, for example, number 2, Buddha body field, the mind. I think it's Muhammad in charge of dimension number 3. I'm just giving as an example so you can see who actually lives in those dimensions. Number 4, dimension number 4, I think it's who you got? Lakshmi. Yeah, Lakshmi definitely. Dimension number 5, Babaji. Dimension number 6. I don't know who. I mean, I know, but it's not coming through to me in this call, in this transcendence session, because maybe that's for another video. For now, focus on those 5. for the main 5, because they are in charge of the dimensions. And oh, Al-Mahdi, Imam Mahdi Zaman is in charge of dimension number 13, 013, Al-030. So and then you have all the other dimensions I mentioned. So those beings are in charge of those dimensions, guiding it and doing the work and the healing and all of that. I'm just playing and having fun and transcending by not transcending anything, because only I'm the only transcender in existence. So only I know how to transcend that which everybody thinks cannot be transcended. But it can be transcended because I know how to transcend it. But I ain't gonna reveal it to you motherfuckers! No matter how hard you try, I ain't gonna reveal how I transcend. It wouldn't make sense to you. I'm transcending right now. I love you all. Enjoy. Have fun. Let me know your stories, how it goes with your sacred unions and all that shit. Let me know how you guys make love to each other. Just joking. I'm saying, like, share like what is your way of expressing your love, like that love language thing. They have 5 there, but we have a spiritual love language, we have a mental love language, we have an emotional love language, we have a physical love language, the way she likes to be touched or the way you like to be touched, and the way you like to play with each other's body. You have a financial financial love language, you have your architect love language, you have your creation love language, you have your transcendence love language, you have your source love language, you have your archangels love language, you have your guardian love language, you have your ascended master language, and then you have your Al-013 love language, and together you have your the self love language, the way you the two self that you are makes love to each other. So you can see that it's very sacred, it's very pure, it's very quintessential, it's very immaculate when you become a 013 dimensionless being. This is not about the 5D consciousness or 6D consciousness or 12D consciousness. No. That has nothing to do with that bullshit. It is something beyond all of that. It is something absolutely neutral. It's something transcendental. It's something singularity. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with this religion or that religion. Transcendence belongs to no culture, to no religion, to no spirituality, to nothing. Transcendence doesn't say I am this or that. Transcendence is just singularity. So yeah, I'm singularity itself, here to serve you. Yeah, reach out, let's say hi. Also let me know in the comments below from which galaxy you think you're from, because that will reveal a lot of things about yourself. And then maybe there are other people from similar galaxy looking for to connect with you, with your family and all of that. Mix and match, because you know, even though you might be calling yourself a starseed from Andromeda, or a starseed from Orion, or a starseed from Milky Way, or a starseed from Sirius, or a starseed from the M14 galaxy, or a starseed from the Butterfly Nebula, you gotta understand that you have the full force of all the starseed energy from all the energy centers of the whole universal cosmos inside of you. You're connected to the whole. You are the whole itself. So don't limit yourself by just saying this zodiac sign, this zodiac sign, this zodiac sign. No. You are all of the zodiac signs inside of you. They're all inside of you. So stop saying that you're an extrovert and an introvert. Stop saying that you're an ENFJ, INTJ, and your partner must be an EFJ or ENTJ. That's bullshit. That is placing too much conditions on love. If you're still being conditional love, then the universe will mirror back conditional love to you. You must be unconditional, pure, joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity. And the wind is getting sexy. It's fucking with me. It's flirting with me. The same way I flirt with wind, with water, with all the elements, and dance with them and enjoy them. Bye bye. Have fun.